She talks about when she acknowledged that she liked easy, but I wonder if she has done like the inner work or the introspection to ask herself, did she have these feelings before easy? Because look, I don't like the term turning somebody out. I'm gonna get into this next reaction, and this will be the final reaction for today. And then tomorrow I will be doing some. I'll probably do a couple of. It depends on what happens, with Inglot, Frame Becky, or whoever. I might do a couple more reactions tomorrow. Because I also got a couple of short films that I want to get. More short films. We did a short film today, but it was like a Becky short film. But still, we did a short film today. But I want to make sure that every time I react, I also react to short films because there's so many of them, and I've been archiving them. But I gotta start getting through them, yo. I gotta start putting a dent in the list that I have. Okay. But with that being said, we're gonna react to Natalie Odell. So y'all know, if you saw the last one, first, what's her sister's name? Child, I don't even know. Her sister, Jacina. There you go. Cena had Natalie come on her channel, and they asked questions. They both are now dating women, but they have also dated men. They both identify as bisexual, and they, have, discussed their experiences. And they both came to the conclusion in their last video that they prefer dating women, okay? But it was mainly from Jacina's perspective. So this time it's on Natalie's channel. I'm assuming there's going to be other questions, but they're also going to dive a little bit deeper into the why we prefer dating women topic as well, but from Natalie's perspective, okay? So make sure you guys hit the like. What about iBook? My books are not available on if you're talking about like Apple, and like they're not available just yet. I'm working on that, but I haven't made them available yet. But trust me, that is also in the works. And I'm working on audio too. You should have one of your books adapted into a short film someday. One day, or even a series. Like I feel like my Chronic Love could be turned into a series because I got more stories for those books coming. Volume 1 is out. I gotta do, volume 2 and 3 already pretty much are written. Okay, I'm off to work out. Y'all have a great afternoon. Thanks, OG. Appreciate it. Love you. Thank you. I'll hit you up later. All right, so with that being said, let's get into it. Why we prefer dating women, Natalie Odell featuring Jacina Odell. Let's get straight to the
video. Hey, Natty.
So pretty. Oh, I love Natalie's hair.
What's up? Alright, so today we're going to be having a very fun conversation. It's part 2 of a conversation that we already had on her channel. We're going to be talking about our experiences dating women.
Yeah. And before I get into this, that whole situation with Saya, somebody brought it up earlier. If y'all don't know who Saya is an American rapper and actress. Dope. She's a stud, as in masculine presenting lesbian, and she has or had, I don't know what the situation is, a beautiful girlfriend named Danae. Love them both. From what I saw on the internet, I like them. I've been a fan of Saya's, became a fan of Danae's. She seemed like a boss, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Child, I don't know what transpired in the last 24 hours, but whatever it is, y'all, the tea is spilling over. Apparently, they got into it. Saya got arrested on some DV type stuff, and Danae took Saya's phone and is posting on her page as Saya apologizing to Danae. Like Danae's apologizing to herself as Saya on Saya's IG page and posting all kinds of things, exposing her, posting videos. It is bananas. I say all that to say, dating women is not for the faint of heart. If you are one of those women who think that, oh, I just can't make it work with men, it's going to be easier with women because a woman knows what I want. Baby, it can get just as toxic on this side of the fence as it does on that side of the fence. Don't ever, ever misunderstand and mistake it. There are great benefits and privileges to being a woman who dates women, right? However, that blade is double-edged. Trust and believe.
I've been in a relationship with my girlfriend for like a few years now, and she got a little crush, a little boo thing that is a girl. So we want to spill some extra tea. If you guys haven't saw the one on her channel, go check that out because we're going to be
funny though, this is like
different questions.
This is basically Cena's first time being with a woman for the family too, though, because even though she is bisexual, like her entire teenage and adult life, she was dating Brian so far. You know what I mean? So there's still like an adjustment period to them getting used to seeing her and be with a woman, even though she was bisexual and openly bisexual before Natalie.
On here, so the two videos kind of go hand
already
in
different,
hand.
Becky.
Right. While we're actually getting into the tea, we're going to be creating some really cute, just like pride looks, because it doesn't have to be Pride Month to do cute pride makeup.
Period. I'm a little nervous though, because I don't be doing makeup like that. So.
Right.
She doesn't, but you know what? It don't matter, because she got a cute face. So
child, the way I would have myself looking like
it'll be all right.
Or it'll just be like what not to do for pride.
There you go.
Exactly. One or the other. All right. You ready?
Let's get into it. I'm nervous.
Baddies. Oh my God. Okay. Tell me how we recorded this entire video and realized at the end that there is no audio.
This is crazy.
But you know what? These looks turned out too cute.
Way too cute to not post this video.
Right, period. So we just gonna pretend that our mouths are matching up.
Wow.
To what we're saying. You're still gonna get the same vibe though. We're gonna be answering questions about what it's been like for us to date women, and then just enjoy the visuals.
Listen to our soothing
it's like a podcast.
voices.
That works, but with
And
visuals.
zoom in to our beautiful makeup.
Stop.
Okay, so the first question, sister,
Not fighting for her life.
was currently dating a woman. How do you get past the nerves with physical
Ooh, that's a
touch?
good one.
So how do you get past those nerves, sister? Tell them.
I mean, I feel like honestly, it's just like anything else. Practice makes perfect. So you're
Yes,
gonna be
Ashley.
nervous.
You said yes, Ashley. Yes, sweetheart. Let me acknowledge this. I said it before, but let me say it again so you can stop asking or tweet or speak saying the same thing. Please don't spam the chat with the same thing over and over again, guys. Yes, I have seen Easy and Natalie hit 1 million. That is awesome. Great. Love that for them. That is overdue. Awesome. Okay, Ashley, I acknowledge this, sweetie. So can you please stop spamming the chat with it? Thank you.
It's in the beginning, you know, but I feel like as long as you just kind of like humble yourself and say, look, I'm new at this. It's okay if I don't know exactly what I'm doing.
I agree.
But if you're doing it with someone that's cool and understanding.
You know what the problem is when people jump into new relationships, male, woman, you know, whether you be a male or female, man, woman, you know, gay, straight, whatever the case may be. People jump into these relationships and everybody tries to act like they know what they're doing. I have told y'all this. I say this before and I'll say it again. When I go into a relationship, I approach every relationship sexually and emotionally and mentally like a virgin. Basically, I go in acting like I don't know anything prior to being in a relationship with them. And the reason being is because you want to get to know that person romantically, emotionally, sexually, and mentally on the level that you two decide to get to know each other, and you want it to develop organically. If you worried about, if you trying to bring in what you knew from the last relationship, that's how shit lingers and kind of like, if, in my opinion, what's the right word? Kind of like bleeds over. You know what I mean? And what you went through in your past experience start to overshadow and start to dictate how you maneuver in your new experience, and you don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, be honest, like Justina said, be honest and admit, hey, I'm not comfortable yet, or I'm just trying to get used to it, and and don't come in there acting like you know or you ready for all of it when you not. Be honest, bro. Just be honest. That's gonna make the transition that much easier.
you can just even be open about that, and then it makes the experience a little less
absolutely
scary,
and just look at it as like anything else that is fun that you're doing for the first time.
I'm a little nervous but excited. Let's do this.
There's gonna be nerves there, you know what I'm saying, but it's a part of that experience, and just like have fun with each other and like be like super open and honest. I agree.
So the next question is, how/when did you come to realize that you like women? What about you, Nat? You go first.
Yeah,
I mean, y'all know my story.
No. We do know her story, but I'm interested to hear if she gives a specific time, because she talks about when she acknowledged that she liked easy. But I wonder if she has done like the inner work or the introspection to ask herself, did she have these feelings before easy? Because look, I don't like the term turning somebody out. I don't think that you can turn anybody out. I don't believe in turning people out. I think that if somebody has a proclivity towards something, they're going and they are given the space, the opportunity, and the allowance to do it without real repercussion, or at least without immediate repercussion, they're going to do it. Okay? And so when I hear people say, "Oh, I turned this straight girl out," no, you didn't. No, you didn't. They were already that was a seed and an idea and a feeling that has always been there. That's just what I believe. I'm sorry. I don't believe that you just wake up one day and have like a gay epiphany. You know what I'm saying? Or a gay epiphanic moment, or a gay awakening, a gay awakening. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people may think that, and we might differ here, but I don't believe in gay awakenings. I believe that people just don't take the time to do the work, the inner work, to figure out like, nah, there's probably always been something there. You just didn't acknowledge it, or even maybe didn't know what it was, didn't know how to label it or call it, but you knew there was still something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? With the way that you looked at another woman, or the way that you complimented another woman, or what you noticed about another woman, or the way you even felt and had crushes for female celebrities, but you try to play it off and just be like, oh, I'm just infatuated because I really love women. I'm a girl's girl type shit. Please, bruh. Don't miss me with all of that. Miss me with all of that. So, for me, y'all saying she didn't say nothing. Oh, that I see. I wanted that specific moment when she realized, because Easy may have been able to. Easy created a space for her to be that openly and freely. But when people go, I swear I never looked at a girl before that ever. I'm like, all right, okay.
Okay. My story was very public, but yeah, it was with my best friend. We fell in love. If you're new to this channel, that's really what happened. Check out Easy X Natalie too.
Their story is so beautiful, though, y'all.
What about you?
You gotta go watch it, and it's time. It's like you see the years
like,
time lapse. Like, it's
I
dope.
can remember, like, even just first starting to have like those type of intimate thoughts and stuff, I always just found myself feeling that way towards women as well. But it wasn't until like 8th grade, like when we moved from Ocala, Florida, which was like super country, to like South Florida, like got the first taste of like being around like openly like gay girls and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is my vibe. I'm in the right place now.
This is me.
Yeah.
It's okay, my vibe.
Okay.
All right. So the next question is, who is better in bed, men or women?
To be honest, you know, you can't speak for all men or women. You can only speak for your own personal experiences. True. But I would say being with a woman has been
so ghetto just because we
10 out of 10.
You talk like you on the phone with your friend or something.
I am I'm on the phone with my baddies. I would say being with a woman has been 10 out of 10 for sure. And I I enjoyed my sexual encounters with men, but you know what? It's just different on this side.
I want to say women as well, because I feel like
that's interesting. I was waiting to hear how she was gonna respond to that. Because you can't speak for every man and every woman. Obviously, that's such an unfair question to ask people. Who do you think is better, men or women? It's like, well, I haven't been with every man, so I don't know who's better, men or women. But I can tell. But you can speak to your experience. You can say in your own experience, who is better in bed, men or women? And that's exactly how Natalie answered the question. And she was like 10 out of 10 on the women's side. You know what I'm saying? Y'all. I'm just trying, and people really think that they really be like, oh, one of y'all gonna miss that dick. No. Like, literally not even at all or a little bit. No. Literally not even a little bit.
This feels a lot more intimate, and it may be because a lot of people actually look at like gay sex as like not real sex, and like isn't it just basically foreplay the whole time type shit? But low key it is, and for that reason it can feel a lot more intimate because I feel like with men, for example, I feel like they don't really know how to like pleasure a woman other than like actual full on sex, or maybe not as well as a woman may know how to. You know what I mean? Like we got the same thing, so of course we know what the other person likes, and
it feels like so much more sensual. I would definitely say so much more sensual. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to be one of those people that asked that, like, is it the same? Like, it's not really sex. And I used to tease Easy about it, like, girl, y'all ain't even really having sex. But she was my best friend, so we really
you ain't know. Look, and a lot of people think that. A lot of people think that because lesbians don't have a penetrating apparatus as large as a penis, because we do have penetrating apparatuses, our phalanges, and our tongue, but we don't have the PPs, and so they go, well, that doesn't count as sex. All y'all can do is foreplay. Oh, well, I tell you what. And this is when men have or anyone else who doesn't identify as a gay woman, this is when you got to step outside yourself and then ask the question. Well, if lesbian foreplay is producing more real climaxes and stronger climaxes than your full-blown intercourse, baby, that's not a brag. Y'all ain't even having real sex. Okay, then let's call it fake sex. Lesbian fake sex? My fake sex? Got your real sex? Looking a little, looking a little,
She would talk her shit, and I would be like, girl, bye. Girl, bye.
It's really just one of those things that those who know.
Exactly.
Right,
if you know, you know.
You
You can't, and anybody outside of it will always probably have those preconceived notions and assumptions. But those who know, it's full blown sex.
Right. To understand
how real it really is.
And honestly, everything you could do with a man, you could do with a woman. And
I
didn't know that. I thought it was really just foreplay the whole time. But anyway, moving on. This question is for me. It says,
she got her over there doing. Natalie said, look, I ain't even know everything you do with a girl. You can do, I swear you can do with a girl everything you do with a boy. Is that right now? Is that right now? Is that right now? Is that right now? Okay, you getting stingly over here. Getting spicy.
Do you see yourself marrying Easy in the future?
Hell yeah.
Also, Jacina, do you see yourself marrying a woman? So I guess it's for both of us. I would say I absolutely can see myself marrying Easy in the future. I mean, I feel like at this point we've been together for so long that it would be kind of crazy that we're still like doing this if we didn't see ourselves marrying each other. I definitely can.
Honestly. 3.5, 4 years of friendship, 3 years of a relationship. They've been together for 7 years, basically. That first 3 years of their friendship, honestly, 3.5 years of their friendship, honestly, was them courting each other. Y'all, for them to not make their relationship work at this point, with everything they've invested, they already live together. At this point, they really are wives in lifestyle. They're just not wives in name.
Spending the rest of my life with her. What about you? Don't be a hater, stepmom.
Yeah, so for myself, I could definitely see myself marrying a woman too. I feel like, it feels crazy to stay still at times because I was in such a long relationship with a man and like envisioned marrying a man for so long.
Wow. Imagine we both marry a woman. Like, that's crazy. That would be wild, don't you think?
Yeah. Instead of sisters,
we gonna
be those
gangsters.
we're both dating women. Like,
I know. Does it make you feel closer to me that we're both dating women?
I feel like maybe if we did more like double dating type of stuff,
but no. So you're saying, but no, right now. Right now. You feel the same.
Remember, you kind of low-key gave me the same answer when I asked you that not that long ago.
Okay, sister, read the next question.
Okay, so what's one thing you've discovered about yourself since dating women that you haven't before?
That's a good one. I like really that question. What do you think?
I think one thing I discovered about myself since dating women is probably just
don't tell me
how much I really love women.
Don't give me
no dating a woman, updates, and
thank you, though,
I feel like dating a woman has allowed me to like kind of tap more into my masculine energy.
Wait, I'm missing all this. What you say?
You think?
I think one thing I discovered about myself since dating women is probably just how much I really love women and dating a woman. And I feel like dating a woman has allowed me to like kind of tap more into my masculine energy. Like where there's moments where I'm like, wow, I am dating a woman, and I find myself having to kind of take the role of like a boyfriend.
Big Daddy Cena.
Right. Not Big Daddy Cena. Not Big Daddy Cena.
Okay. That's interesting because I feel like mine is kind of the opposite. Like, I feel like I've tapped into my femininity more dating a woman, which is kind of crazy. Like, how is that possible? I think, though, because I've been required in like a similar way as you know, you were saying you've had to like step into almost boyfriend role. Well, I feel like for me, I've had to kind of do that too in ways, but like it brings out the more nurturing side of me than the other.
You know what's crazy? I feel like it's definitely brought out both for me too. Yeah, because I find myself doing things for my crush that like I wasn't doing before. Where I almost feel like, I don't know if it's just because she's a woman, I almost get like the feeling of wanting to cater to her more.
Like, I have to take care of her. Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%.
It's actually sweet to watch them go through this
like
transition together, though.
I've always had just like a very strong personality, which to some people can come off masculine in general, but I wasn't as nurturing for sure before this relationship. So that's what I discovered. All right, what about this one? So because women are more emotional, how do y'all resolve arguments or disagreements? Lord Jesus.
I'm not the argument type.
Like you really gotta practice your patience.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would say that the thing that helps me get through is that I'm extremely patient. And I'll let you have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the sake of peace, I'll let you have it. And when cooler heads can prevail, we can come back and have a conversation. And if I feel like you're still gonna give me the same pushback, then I'm just gonna say that we're not gonna approach this subject, at least not for the time being, in any near future. You know what I'm saying? So I'll table it and let it be until we can both talk about it in a less emotional perspectives. From less emotional perspectives. That's how I deal with it. And I tend to be that, but everybody can't be like that. But that's the nature of who I am. I'm not a very emotional person when it comes to stuff like that. So like, I can just like let you have it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what tends to diffuse my situations with women. Is that when they want to get keyed up, I just take the key out the door.
Like, absolutely. That's one thing it definitely taught me was patience. I did not have patience before like I have now.
Yeah. So I would say definitely practicing your patience, number one, and also being okay with like walking away if you need to.
I can't do this.
Yeah. You know, if both of you guys are just feeling too emotional and you can just tell that all you're doing is arguing, you might need to step away for a little bit.
Honestly, I feel like dating a woman has made me a better person. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a way better person. I think I'm just so much more gentle in general. Where before I used to just be like more logical, less emotional, and like overly emotional stuff got on my nerves. Not gonna lie. It did before. And it wasn't like in a kind of wrong to feel annoyed. I didn't feel.
Well, real love was soften you up too, though. That's the thing. Like, true love will definitely soften you up. So you can get that from dating a man or a woman where like your perspective softens on a lot of things that you probably had hard stances on, like or things that annoyed you or frustrated you before. Like, love softens you, and so those things may not hit the same as they used to. You know what I mean?
feel like I don't know how to explain it other than it kind of got on my nerves. Like, it made me uncomfortable, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Like being around people that would be crying or anything like that.
Yeah,
like, it felt a little uncomfortable, and I didn't like feeling emotional because I felt weak. But that wasn't even the real question. I just wanted to tell y'all that. I would say though, communication is 100% key when dealing with another woman.
I'm dealing with anybody, but I feel like with women just communicate more, I feel like, and more easily.
Yeah, 100%. So I would definitely say communicate, and just use compassion a lot with your partner, because most of the time when your partner's being emotional, you could probably understand why they're being emotional because you're a woman too, and everyone is different, of course, but like women are just naturally going to be a little more emotional than men. So next question.
So and that's what Sonia said. I don't agree with the statement that women are more emotional than men. I agree with Sonia when she says women are just more vocal about our emotions. We act out in our emotions easier. We are more vocal and more transparent in our emotions than men, but we are not more emotional. We are all emotional creatures. Men are extremely emotional, y'all. I think the problem is that we have decided that anger is not an emotion, but a lot of men, that's how they process what they're dealing with. They process it through like whatever emotion they're feeling. And I learned this just from my brothers being around. But most men will process whatever they're feeling. They process it through anger, right? Because they're not taught at a young age how to properly deal with their emotions. They're taught to suck it up. You know what I'm saying? Stop crying and stuff like that. It's like, no, teach them how to process their emotions, not how to just plug them. You know what I'm saying? And so one thing that I will say is that men, whether they be if they're fearful, they process it through anger. If they feel betrayed or heartbroken, they process it through anger. If they feel weak or vulnerable, they process it through anger, because that's the only emotion men were allowed to display with transparency and not be what's the right word? And not be made fun of or called a sissy or anything like that. A man can be angry, because men are allowed to be angry, but don't show fear and don't show, hurt, and don't show rejection and don't show, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's the reason why it feels like men are less emotional. They're not less emotional. They just don't know how to be vocal and transparent in their emotions, but they're as emotional. They still feel the same shit. Like the same thing with Aquarians. It's like, we're not robots. Like we feel the same shit y'all feel. We just process it differently because that's just how we are.
Justina, were you truly content during your last relationship while having these urges for feminine women?
That's a good one.
Honestly, things weren't always just like one way, like I could find myself having these like urges, as you call them, for feminine
urges
while still being in love with someone else.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Just like you can look at someone else and be attracted to them while being in love with someone else.
Right. But I feel like when it did start to like cause issues at certain moments in my relationship though, because sometimes would just feel like, well, dang, am I never really going to be able to experience what it would actually be like to like date a woman as a grown woman myself?
Now that's true though, because her knowing she's bisexual but never having an adult relationship with a woman, oh God, and she had been dating that man since she was 17, and she's like 26 or something like that now, 26, 27. I think that her relationship with old boy was inevitably going to end as long as she had these feelings, because like she said, at some point she was going to need to go out and explore these feelings and see, is this something that I really want to build on, or is this something that's maybe just like a fleeting thing or a curiosity thing, and now I got it out of my system, or I know it's something that I don't necessarily want a relationship with a woman, but I do like to be sexual with women. You know what I'm saying? So what is it? There's levels to everything.
Even,
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, now that you aren't in a relationship with him anymore, I could tell you this, but there's so many times where I felt like a sympathy for you almost, and realizing like that you weren't gonna be able to experience that, and especially because I knew it was so much a part of you and your personality that I felt like you needed a companion that was a woman that is just naturally more nurturing. You know what I'm saying? Not to say anything about your past relationship too much, but I just felt that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Next question. Does the fact that you used to be straight cause jealousy and paranoia for your partner?
You know, I don't feel that from my crush, like when we're out. I did open up to her one time. I feel like when I'm around men, I feel a little bit like I don't really want to look at them too much or anything. Like even when they're talking, just to make her feel comfortable. But I know that's more of a reflection on what I used to feel in my past relationship. Yeah. And like when I expressed that to her, she just felt bad. Like that's where my brain goes. Because she was like, what? Like I don't feel that way at all, you know?
Wow.
So
that's good. I feel like that level of trust is so important because you don't want to feel uncomfortable. And I think it is very, very difficult to date somebody that's insecure. And I have dated someone that was insecure in the past. And when I tell you it was the biggest turnoff, not only because it's like, of course you can feel compassion for them, but at the same time, like once they start affecting your life with it, that's when it's just like, okay, this is not cute. Like one of my exes, he was so paranoid and he would call me drunk if I was out with friends or something. Then he started accusing me of stuff. Like it was just OD. But with Easy,
anybody that got that level of paranoia, he calling you out the blue, accusing you of cheating, child, he cheating.
It does not at all cause paranoia or jealousy because I think it also has to do with their trust of you. It's themselves, them being very confident in themselves, and then also like how much do they trust you as a partner? And I don't think she has any at all feelings that I would cheat on her. So she knows what it is. You know what I'm saying? And either way too, like she's funny. Like she'll make jokes about it if a guy's looking or whatever trying to talk to me. She's just like, yeah, she cute, huh? She bad, huh? And then I feel like it just honestly makes her feel more just confident.
It's brag, it's like a brag. Yeah, you know these dudes.
But so there's that. Go ahead and read the next one.
Okay, so the next question is: do y'all as sisters talk about sex or give each other tips and tricks?
Hell, that'd be weird.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like that would be weird. I feel like do men call each other and be like, hey man, I did this thing the other night with my dick, a balloon and some ice and she loved it. Like do men call each other and say this and they go, hey bro, you gotta try it. Oh wait, I have done that. Oh my god. Oh wow, I do that. But not with like a sibling. I did it with my friends. But I've never done that like but guys do that because I know I do that. I have done that. So that's actually a real possibility. So, she's shown her a few times briefly. Okay. I grew up with boys and was a straight tomboy, but when I got to the workplace, it was OD. No, there's limits to sisterhood.
No. No.
Right. It would be weird to talk about it with your
my
sibling.
sister having sex. That's gross.
Right.
What the fuck? Thinking about to think about that shit is gross.
Right.
The act of you having sex is gross, but yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're sisters.
I time thinking about you having sex either.
And it's always been like that with us, but I think that as we've been getting older, we've been practicing like opening up to each other more about that stuff, kind of make light of it because we do want to have that friendship, sistership at the same time.
Yeah,
and
it's a little difficult, but I think too that
I hear it. It's difficult for the Sagittarius, not the Aquarius. So Cena is an Aquarius. Cena is like, yo, I want to open up. I'll talk, da-da-da-da. She's like, I'm willing to talk and grow into that level of friendship with my sister. Natalie's sitting there like the big sister, like, I do not want to know what you were doing in the bed with your significant other. I don't care who it is. Like, that's Natalie.
Be comfortable, but I feel like you are a little less comfortable talking about that type of stuff than me. I wouldn't really care, you know.
Oh, really? I got that. Really?
I don't know, but everyone's different. Like that stuff doesn't bother me. Like of course I'm not thinking about you having sex, but it doesn't make me uncomfortable.
I got it reversed,
you know. Or even like Josh, like it doesn't make me uncomfortable. Or Mom, I'm like,
see, that's the thing. It doesn't make me uncomfortable when my brothers talk to me about sex. It doesn't make me uncomfortable. Like I've had to, you know, as grown men, inspect their private areas because of a medical emergency. So it doesn't bother me. They're my brothers. I love them as much as I love my mom and my niece and my nephew. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're my people. I'm going to take care of them. Like, and they better take care of me. But, wipe my ass if it needs to be wiped. I'm just saying. But, I think, look at Easy came in. I didn't even peep that. But perfect pause, y'all. I always catch the perfect pauses. Bruh. But with in regards to like Natalie saying that she would be more open to talking about it over Jacina, I don't know, maybe it's the big sister little sister dynamic. I had her back reverse. To me it sounded like, because the way Cena positioned it, she was like, yeah, but hopefully we'll grow into it, you know what I'm saying? And so it seemed like she was open to it, and Natalie was like, I don't know, that would be weird. And then all of a sudden Natalie flipped it and was like, I feel like I'll be more open to it than you. And so I don't understand.
You're not really thinking about it, but I just don't have the same reaction because I'm just like, we're grown. The fuck? Yeah, we all gonna be having sex. You know what I'm saying? But now it's not like I would want to know insane amounts of details. But I don't think I wouldn't really get into detail like that with like my friends even either. But I think that I do feel more comfortable talking to my friends about sex than you, only because of their reactions to it. They don't seem visibly uncomfortable. I don't know what to say. Okay, next question. How long did it take y'all to be comfortable in public, holding hands / kissing?
Y'all see how Natalie's looking at Easy?
Did it take y'all to be comfortable in public, holding?
Still, 3+ years later, y'all. Everything they done gone through. That's why when I see, you know what, and honestly, the fact that I was rocking with Easy and Natalie first, and then I stumbled upon Ingfa and Charlotte, and their story is very similar, aside from the fact that the biggest difference between Easy X Natalie and Ingfa and Charlotte is just that Ingfa and Charlotte were never best friends. You know what I'm saying? They just went straight from, you know, not knowing each other to like having an attraction and building on that. Where, you know what I'm saying? But everything else about their stories are pretty much the same. You know what I mean? And it's funny to me that with everything Natalie and Easy have gone through, Natalie still looks at Easy like this. I'm trying to tell y'all, don't worry about that. I say all that to say, don't worry about Ingla. As long as they're working, and they y'all, you would think like within the first year of their relationship, they had already done like counseling and mediation and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, wait, what? First year? But when you really love somebody, you work at it. They invite Ingfa and Charlotte brought people. Easy and Natalie brought people into their relationship, okay, to help them navigate and move forward and figure out how to be together in a space and in a way that made sense for the both of them, because they loved each other so much. They refused to give up on their relationship. They refused to settle for, you know, mediocrity. They refused to settle for not changing and adjusting for each other. They had to change for each other. Y'all, what I saw and what I see with them is exactly what I see with Ingfa and Charlotte. The potential is there, and it seems like they are doing the work, but they don't want it to be public, and that's okay. They want to save space, and no matter what status they are in their relationship, they want to say that they're just friends, and or not friends, they're just sisters. That's okay. Let them have that. Jay-Z and Beyonce were damn near married, had been together for 5+ years, and we're still like, is she cool? He cool. Even though we knew they were together. They weren't denying that they were together, but they just refused to talk about their relationship. It's unfortunate that every single time Ingfa and Charlotte go onto a show, all they want to talk about is their relationship when they both have so many awesome projects coming up. You know what I mean? Stop asking them the same questions, and they'll stop giving the same answers. But I digress a little bit, so forgive me. But I say all that to say, again, the way that Natalie is looking at Easy still in this moment, it says everything about the effort and the work that they have put into maintaining, not just maintaining their love, but making sure it has grown into something where 3+ years later of being in a relationship, 7+ years later of being friends and in a relationship, she still looks at that woman like that.
Hands / kissing in public.
I be talking my girl down in public. I've been doing it right from the jump. 21st Jump Street.
Honestly, that was really when I experienced feeling uncomfortable. Not to say that I don't experience that all now, because I do sometimes. Maybe if we find ourselves like around like older generations or something like that, or like people that just seem super conservative or something.
I feel like that's normal.
Then I can feel a little bit uncomfortable. But
I
for
would
the
feel
most
like that no
part,
matter what kind kind of
just be in my own little world with my own little
thing.
Absolutely. So it probably took you like a couple months then to get comfortable. That's what I mean. I feel like for me, it took a while. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm still not 100% comfortable.
Right.
I guess it just kind of depends too on how perceptive you are, also how much people's opinions of you matter, like a bunch of things. But I do get more uncomfortable around certain type of people. But honestly, I'm very affectionate
they both
now.
did a good job on their makeup.
Hold hands,
I'm loving it.
and most of the time I'm okay. But it is certain type of people that will make me uncomfortable when I can just tell they're kind of judging us. And then, girl, tell me about how the other day definitely had somebody say some crazy stuff to us in public, and it got kind of like crazy. But I will go into detail about that on our podcast.
Oh, okay.
Just between us. So if you guys haven't tuned into our podcast, make sure you do.
I can't wait to hear that story. I already know it got out of pocket,
because it was really crazy, and it
was like your first hate crime, right?
Yes, I was so shocked. I called you immediately.
Yeah, I almost cried when you told me about it.
Yeah, it was sucky, and I hate that anybody goes through that. So, anywho, y'all, that wraps this up. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and sorry for the audio mess up. But make sure you guys head over to
Justina Odell's page.
It's Justina Odell across.
I'm still stuck on the hate crime. Wow. Oh, I can't wait to hear that story. Looking forward to their next podcast, just between us. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I love this. I actually love these videos like this because I get to talk to you guys and we get to like have like real debate and real conversation, like adult conversation, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? I like all my other kind of reactions and stuff too, but I also like these conversations where we can like stretch our intellects, you know what I'm saying, and our intelligence, because we are not just, you know, creatures of, you know, entertainment or just somebody to be, you know, made a mockery of or laugh at or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I also want to pull on you guys' intellect and pull on your knowledge base and stuff like that, and hopefully expand your minds and your perspectives. With that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this live. I definitely have. I went a little bit longer than I intended, but that's okay.